Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex or Nuzz here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about some scams and lures that are still going on in RuneScape 3. Now, some of these I was actually almost a victim of myself and recently was made aware of them either by personal experience or seeing others fall for them. As always, leave a like and subscribe for more RuneScape 3 content, and let's talk about these. So in RuneScape, scams have just always been relevant. I wanted to start this video off by talking about something that happened to me when I was like 8 years old. Yes, so back in like 2006, I was playing RuneScape and I was like a naive 7-year-old, and I remember I had a piece of Guthans, which back then was really expensive. I was trying to sell it. I have no idea how I got it back then, but I did, and there was somebody that I started talking to for a few days, and eventually we became friends, and he told me a story, and this is a true story. I'll never forget this. He said that his parents had passed away in 9/11 and that he was so sad he just wanted to try out Guthans. So what did I do? I lent him my Guthans, and yes, he logged out and I never saw him again. Looking back, this is just super dumb that I fell for this. This was probably like another 12-year-old who was just trying to get pixels, which, I mean, we're 12, we're kind of dumb. I was like 8 years old, but it just shows that scams and lures have existed for many, many years, and they'll continue to happen until the end of time. So the reason I actually wanted to make this video in the first place is because I was trying to buy and then subsequently sell a Hazelmere signet ring. Now, if you're trying to buy and sell something over max cash, we all know the system is not good. You can't do it on the Grand Exchange. You basically have to go to World 2 to the GE and try to buy or sell it from somebody. This is an issue I've talked about in a lot of other videos, how that hopefully they're going to address soon by making it so you can trade items over max cash, but right now it's still an issue and something that is privy to a lot of scams. So while I was trying to sell and buy the Hazelmere signet ring, I found myself double and triple checking the trade screens, taking so long to accept because I was just so scared that I was somehow getting scammed. So I'm going to talk about some of the scams I encountered and then some other ones that I've seen. So the first scam I encountered, some of you actually noticed and pointed it out on my last video. There was a guy at the GE and he was attempting to sell a bunch of items. Now these items were very high priced. They're like Fractured Staff of Armadyl, Hazelmere signet ring, and what he would do is he would offer an item that looked very similar to the item he was selling. So for the Fractured Staff of Armadyl, he might offer an Armadyl battle staff. So I was trying to buy a Hazelmere signet ring, and when I traded the guy, he put up a Ring of Life, which I knew it wasn't Hazelmere's signet ring pretty quickly, but I can definitely see how other people who are just focused on trying to get the right amount of GP up, since you'll likely having to be paying in spirit shards, which takes a little bit to calculate how much you need to put up, or if you're just not paying attention in general, you could fall for something like this. This guy was trying this on several other people with several different items, so make absolutely sure that you read and right click and look at all the items you're buying and selling very, very carefully, because there can always be someone trying to pull a fast one on you. Often these players stand out at the GE because they're usually low level. I'm not saying everyone low level is a scammer, but a lot of the scammers that I encountered were level 3. This is because they don't want to risk a high level account getting reported or banned, so they'll just do it on a level 3. So that's something you can also look out for. So another very common scam that I encountered, and this was when I was trying to sell my Hazelmere signet ring, I saw others being attempted to be scammed by this, and usually people would actually call this out in the chat, like so and so is trying to scam with this, and then the person would often have to hop worlds or get on a new account because they'd kind of be outed to a bunch of people. So that's a good thing at least, so pay attention to the chat and what people are saying. But as we know, spirit shards are often used to buy and sell items over max cash because, for example, 100 million spirit shards is 2.5 bill, so you can use them easily to buy things over max cash. Now, oftentimes the math can get kind of confusing since it's multiplied by 25, and people will often try to manipulate the shard count when you're trading them. For example, someone might offer you 100 million shards for something, but then try to distract you by talking in the chat or adding another item and taking it back. back, and then they might switch out those shards. So they might have offered you 100 million shards, which is 2.5 bill, but then change it to 10 million shards, which is 250 mil. Again, this is something that you can usually notice pretty easily if you're paying attention, but it is worth noting a stack of 100 million shards has, a green text, and a stack of 10 million shards also has a green text. So if you're not paying attention or you're new to trading with spirit shards, this might be something to look out for. Again, this is a very common scam. People used to do it back in the day with coins. They'd offer you like 10 mil or 5 mil and then take away 4.5 mil and it would be 500k. So this one isn't, revolutionary, but it is still something. And something else I noticed, yes, I was only at the GE for like an hour, but I saw all these scams. This one is kind of like the it's too good to be true scam, which is always something to look out for. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. But this one is somebody maybe selling something for way cheaper or offering to buy something for way more than it's worth. So in this example, someone was looking to buy a bond for like 20 million over the GE price. So if you're somebody that's new or maybe, trying to sell a bond yourself, you might be like, oh, this guy's buying a bond for 20 million more than I bought it for. I'm going to sell it to him. So you go and trade them. And this guy offered me, he offered me like 75 mil worth of items. Now it says they're worth 75 mil, but these items actually aren't worth that much. So he offered me the Wilderness Shoulder Cape. He offered me 2 of them, which says they're like over 30 mil each. So it seems like you're getting a good profit, but in reality, these are one of many, many items that are actually worth much less. The GE price is not always accurate, so you can't take what the trade screen says as gospel. So when I went and I bought one of these to look it up, I think it ended up buying for like 10 mil, 13 mil, and they were showing as over 30 mil in the trade screen. So the guy's actually, if he's getting somebody with that, he's going to make like 50 mil profit, and you're going to lose like 50 mil if you were to do that trade. At the time, it might seem like, wow, this is a great trade. Maybe somebody was trying to offer you 10 of these capes and it says 400 mil and they only want 200 mil, which is half the price. You're like, wow, I'm making so much money. But in reality, you're going to lose a ton of money. So always double check these things. There are so many items. This is another flaw with the GE system. But there are so many items that the prices just are not accurate. They may show super inflated prices or they may be underinflated. The ones you really have to look out for are the ones that are overinflated. New items. With Fresh Start Worlds, there's a lot of new cosmetic type items in the game. So this is another thing you just have to make sure you stay aware of. Now this next thing is something I saw happen to somebody else, and I saw people post about it on Reddit as well, which is based on the Wilderness. Now we know with the Wilderness update, they made it so PvP is now opt-in. So you can opt out of PvP, so then you're not going to be attacked by people in the Wilderness. It's safe for you other than like the monsters there. You're not going to get skulled or anything like that. But there are some ways that lures are working around this to scam people or lure them. So the main one is you can actually be opted into PvP in a few different ways on RuneScape 3. Yes, you can be opted in without having to go to somebody and actually click opt in. So the first way is cursed energy. So if you have cursed energy and you teleport into the wild with it, you are automatically opted into PvP. There's no warning when you're going to teleport in. There's only a warning after you're already teleported in. So as you can see on the screen, I tested this and I had a cursed energy, teleported into the Wilderness. There's no warning. It let me teleport there. No warning that I'd be opted into PvP. And then once I teleported and landed in the Wilderness, it said you are now automatically opted into PvP because you have cursed energy. It's also worth noting that with cursed energy, you can't teleport away. So oftentimes people will try to be like, hey, can you come help me out with something? Here, can you hold these, cursed energy? And they'll give you a bunch of different items. Some of them will be cursed energy. Can you teleport here and basically help me, do something? And oftentimes you're like, oh yeah, PvP opt-in, it's off, I have it off, I'm safe, I can go help this person out. But in reality, right when you teleport, you're going to be opted into PvP. So make sure you don't take anything like cursed energy. Make sure you're not bringing anything valuable with you into the Wilderness unless you know for sure you're not opted into PvP, you're doing Slayer or something, because there are still ways people are trying to lure you and kill you in the wilderness. Now you have to be careful because you can also be opted into PvP if you wear a demonic skull or you go and loot a warband's camp. So if you wear a demonic skull, you're going to be opted in. And also the main thing is the cursed energy. If somebody gives you cursed energy, do not go into the wilderness. Actually, just don't take cursed energy at all, because it's going to opt you into PvP if you teleport to the wilderness. So it may seem safe, but there are still a lot of ways that people are trying to lure you into the wilderness and skull you and kill you, even if you're opted out of PvP. So this one actually shocked me. So be careful, guys. Do not screw cursed energy. Do not take it. I don't even know why it's still like in the game. Like, I guess it's something, but it's not really that useful. So I don't know. This just seems like an oversight that needs to be fixed. So maybe we can get something, you know, some fix for this. I'm not sure what it would be. Even a quick little warning before you teleport. So if you have cursed energy in your inventory and you go to teleport, it warns you you're gonna be opted in before you even teleport, not after. It's kind of useless to tell you afterwards. But yeah, a lot of different scams and lures going on still. They're always gonna happen, but just be aware, and especially when you're trying to buy or sell items over max cash, and things that seem too good to be true probably are. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope this helped you out, and stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.